So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rushde Akbar. As mentioned, the project is titled Darwinian Effect on Firms' Export Decision. It's a joint project with Assistant Professor Samuel Haq from North-South University. Let me try to motivate the paper. What am I trying to do here? Trade economists have been trying to understand what determines firms' export behavior. We have experimented with a lot of variables. The most important variable among them that pretty much all trade economists agrees with is that firms' own productivity. Then we have a couple of other important variables such as R&D, industry spillover, and obviously the list goes on and on and on. However, none, according to our knowledge, has talked about how industry-level opportunity cost interacts with a firm's export choice. So what we do in this paper, we see this interaction of firms' export decision with industry-level opportunity cost and provide both theoretical and empirical justification for this effect. So just to define what this effect means, so lower opportunity cost at the industry compared to other industries results in a higher level of competition via reducing relative aggregate price index, and that leads to lower participation in the export market and obviously less profit opportunity. So more on motivation. So everything starts with industry-level productivity improvement. So you have these two opposing effects on industry's export decision. So one of them is a spillover effect that is already discussed in the paper, in the literature, sorry. So the spillover effect means that a firm learns from its exporting counterparts from an industry. So if there are lots of firms who are doing exporting activity, chances are that that industry has a higher aggregate productivity index, and that leads to higher spillover effect, and obviously that has a positive impact on firms' export choice. On the contrary, the new effect that we define is an effect that results from lower opportunity cost. So lower opportunity cost implies higher competition, and that leads to less probable for firms to export, less chances for firms in the foreign location. Which one of these effects dominates? We actually do not know. That still remains an open question. But both of them start from aggregate productivity improvement.
Okay, yes. So, is it Darwinian effect? Do you mean that the least productive ones are going out of the market? Something like Mellis?
You have the Mellis kind of framework behind this, but it could be the fact that we have more high productive farms, they are active in an industry, and that's why the average activity index of that industry is going up compared to other industries, and that's what making that industry relatively competitive compared to other industries. So this is something we actually came up with. Yes. Sir. So we're actually open for suggestion to adjust the stage.
Maybe come to this. Competitive effect and Darwin from the different categories.
When you have opportunity cost, when the opportunity cost goes down, that results in higher competition via reducing the relative aggregate price index. So they're related. They're actually related. Yeah. Yes. We'll define that again just to tell you briefly what it means. Is J industry's average productivity compared to rest of the economy's average productivity? I'll define it. So just to give you the brief result, what we find. So we find that both in empirics and theory that Darwinian effect has a negative impact on firms' export decision. So industry productivity improvement implies lower opportunity cost. Lower opportunity cost results in lower aggregate price index. That results in higher competition, and that results in less profitability for exporters. So one interesting thing to mention at this point is that lower opportunity cost, if you look from a classical angle, in general equilibrium setup, we tend to say the industry has competitive advantage, right? So competitive advantage results in higher export volume at the industry level via lowering opportunity. However, when you use the same idea for farms export, when you use the same idea of lower opportunity cost at farm level, you see via Darwinian effect, farms have less probability to export. So we have kind of a contradicting scenario. So at the industry level, we see higher export volume, but at the farm level, we see less probability for farms to export. So it could be possible that spillover effect dominates, and then this kind of contradicting result actually disappears. So we still need to do research to answer this question.